Curious, tell us a little bit about your deep listening skills that you've developed and that you teach.
Well, I have come up with an 8 step methodology that I outline in 8 separate chapters of the book. And that is after I lay out why we need deep listening, both as individuals and for society, and the traps that stop us from deeply listening, as well as actually showcasing an example of deep listening in practice. So, the 8 steps first of all, create the space and think about the environment which makes the person feel psychologically safe, physically more able to listen, both light and sound, and also even cherished. And I've done a lot of research with Japanese tea ceremony practitioners and other places in the world in order to create that think very carefully about the perfect place to have a conversation that matters. And I should emphasize that deep listening is not for every conversation. I mean, if I was to ask you if you wanted a cup of tea and then you were to reflect really profoundly on that, I'd probably throw the tea in your face. The deep listening is for conversations that really matter, whether at work, at home, or in our communities or outside. So step two is about listening to yourself first, because you can't really be in a place to listen to someone else unless you've had some time to acknowledge what's really going on. What is your unnamed agenda? What are the shadows which leap up from your mental basement and overcome you? Because what we do, of course, is if we find somebody particularly irritating or threatening, it's often because we're projecting either another individual on that other person, somebody we've had a difficult relationship with us, often in our childhood, or parts of ourselves that we don't find acceptable. Maybe the other person is not very generous and it's actually an attribute of ourselves that we don't feel comfortable with. So if we see it in another person, we get angry with them. Step three is about being present, because so often we're distracted, of course, by our mobiles who just allure us with that shiny black screen, even if notifications are off, but also by the stuff going on inside our own mind, like, am I going to be able to get home in time to watch the big game? But the gaze is important. And then there's a lot about reading the body language of the person speaking. Actually, gestures, not that efficient.